Something tells me this facility does not usually smoke from multiple points.
There, a misbegotten fool, soon to fall.
I am primed.
Adversary vulnerabilities identified. Combatant scared. Not getting in the front door. Always another way in, though.
No justice was enacted here. This was a massacre.
.36 cubed divided by the standard rate of fluid flow, and then you multiply by, is it 30 or, oh, hello.
Sovereign's teeth. I've little pity for enemies of the Protectorate, but I think I can see her stomach wall.
I was unaware that Victor, that is, Archivist Clemens, requested aid. Did he? I hope you're here to help regardless. That would be nice. Yes, of course. Such an excellent way to ground the mind when facing one's impending demise. Oh, dear Archivist Clemens has been so strange lately. So distant, so agitated. And not his normal agitation, mind you. This is something different. Much worse. He's like a wire stretched beyond its breaking point. Never a harsh word to anyone, but being in his presence, well, it's as if his stress is infectious. best not to push him. He's deeper in the facility, working on something he deemed to be of the utmost importance. Either he is still below, continuing said work, or he is quite dead. And with all those cultists gallivanting about, I don't fancy his odds. 3 days ago, the range was inundated with fiends. Cultists, I believe. I am unaware if they're immensely foolhardy or simply mad, but they've caused no shortage of destruction. I've seen few firsthand, but that isn't because they've gone. Rather, I believe they have become visibility deficient. Oh, there's no such thing as invisibility. I can only theorize that their visual forms were sent out of phase when they haphazardly tampered with pressurized N-rays. It's a shame the facility is in shambles. We have an N-ray scanner device that may render the cultists far easier for one to locate. If I'm still alive in a week, I'll put in a suggestion to the presiding bishop that N-ray scanners be standard issue. The scanner is an optical device designed to detect electrical signals and the N-rays given off by all living beings. Visible or not, the cultists still give off N-rays. It was stored nearby. But with the damage to the facility, you'll likely need to use the maintenance vent on the wall there behind the screen to get anywhere near it. Don't worry. I'll just be here, in my deepening puddle of blood.
No surprise that the Order would contrive such an inane backup system. I hope we needn't solve a mathematical proof if one of us need visit the restroom.
You've opened the way forward. Very good work. Is that you, presiding bishop? I'm sorry, I haven't had time to clean up. It's so hard to get bloodstains out of our uniforms. Oh, Architect's mercy, thank you. It is so much easier to be polite when I needn't fear all of my bones sliding out of my body.
Torpificator at ready.
Who's that?
commander hangs from a thread! I would need a target for that.
Standing by to stupefy. Target analyzed. Lay down fire.
Come now, let's wrap this up. Advancing to missionary demand.
Combatant scanned. Torpificator at ready status.
Combat problem.
I see them.
Our commander hangs from a thread! Target I do not?
Ready to dispense judgment. Roseby, none shall stand against us.
Adversary vulnerabilities identified. Combatant scanned. have a fix on their weaknesses. No combatant on my scopes. Short on targets at the moment. Target analyzed. Lay down fire. Reviving me is strategically optimal.
Prosecuting! Viscerally! I shall not
Pay your execution.
Check your scopes for combatant analysis. Can't attack what's not there.
I would need a target for that. On the authority of the
Sovereign.
It's a comm device, but I don't recognize the technology. Might be something these cultists use for encryption.
You cannot remain here. Complication after complication befalls this facility, and death stalks its halls. It was all well and good to end those cultists' suffering, but that was but the barest tip of the danger present in this facility. I implore you to depart. I have nothing to say. I am no lackey. I only work with Augustine to do what is necessary for Arcadia. Oh, I don't expect people like you or Augustine to understand. My work is humane and must be finished. All else is secondary. You must remove yourself from the range. I don't want your blood on my hands, but I will spill it if you force me. No, don't you understand? If my work is forestalled in any way, so many more will suffer. And I am already much too far behind. I have been forced to enact measures for self-defense in the wake of these cultists. They will serve just as effectively against you. I beg you, leave immediately. Remain, and you will assuredly suffer a violent demise.
I believe that device on the counter is the N-ray scanner. Let us hope this is not one of the Order's unstable prototypes.
Trouble about. My hammerhead itches.
Isolated you from my hand. How dare you hamper my ascension with your distantness?
Combat probable.
Everything must be true before it can become evident. Worth a look.
Done what?
Attack the irrelevant coming!
Combatant scan.
Assist me, will you? My death would be a stain of none shall stand against us. To battle! Punitive action!
True transcendence. I have power.
I shall not stay!
Stand ready.
No battlefield decorum. Prosecuting! Viscerally! Unleash my might upon them!
I have a fix on their weaknesses.
Closing in.
Target analyzed. Lay down fire.
Have you known that?
You, friend of friends, are a greater ally than any number of fellow scienticians. I hardly believe my eyes. I didn't think I would be leaving this room with all of my innards within. I see you possess our N-ray scanner. Ooh, ingenious device. If I'd had it, I may have evaded being trapped here. Oh, I shouldn't have had to worry. Damn that Victor and damn his hubris. Fitting that his experiment would cause so much strife, and he would be untouched by the ensuing pandemonium. Pardon my excitement. It's been an eventful day. I don't know the specifics, only that Victor was performing a procedure utilizing processed N-rays. When those cultists flooded the range, they damaged the N-ray canisters. In the ensuing chaos, Victor's experiment was destroyed. I know some cultists were killed, but many more still live, moving unseen through the range. Survived is something of an overstatement. Most of the cultists died immediately upon exposure, and according to past experiments, those that haven't are experiencing accelerated organ liquefaction. I would be more sympathetic to their collective plight, had they not promised to insert every item in this room down my throat in reverse alphabetical order. Although it requires further investigation and experimentation, out of phase refers to a shift in the dimensional presence of these cultists. They are physically here, but only partially, hence their unseen state. It's fascinating. But the outstanding fear for my life has made it difficult to think scientifically. Because he refused to follow procedure. He didn't take an assistant or allow anyone to see his data, and now it's all consigned to oblivion. What a waste. Oh, believe me, this is more excitement than I ever wanted. I shall.
once again ask you to stop. The path ahead is filled with unseen traps. Whether cultist or wayward scientist, you will be killed. I cannot afford your interruption. Once more, please cease.
Commander hangs from a thread!
I cannot believe this. How many times must I say only death lies ahead? Observe. That is My entreaties were never going to pierce your stubborn will. Not when we spoke before, not when you reached my traps. I should have guessed. There is but one option left to me. To save Arcadia, to ensure the future, we must both die. Because the order cannot be hindered by war or by compromise. Any obstacles must be removed, as much as I regret the need to do so. If DeVries does not receive my explosive, she will resort to a violent assault. Many will die, pointlessly, and in agony. I can at least deliver them an instant, painless death. I thought this explosive vest would be an unnecessary precaution. All I can hope is that by blasting us both from the field of play, the Order shall find its way to truth. Want has nothing to do with it. I have very specific instructions on how to proceed in the face of contingencies such as yourself. And you cannot possibly understand whether I am or am not capable of martyrdom. You do not know my depth of character. At the end of all things, my decisions were predestined. I am not at liberty to divulge the reasoning behind my actions. You're not with the Order. You cannot understand why this would be. Could I explain, the words would be lost on you.
I beg to differ. I'd likely understand any analytical or theoretical justification you claim to have better than you do, scientician.
I heard tell of an Order operative recently being spotted in the field. A legendary figure who'd been absent for years. One who'd be eminently capable of understanding the difficult decisions that must be made for humankind's ascension. That's you, isn't it? The end point?
You are correct, Victor. I am the endpoint, and I am well equipped to understand your reasoning, should it be sound.
Very well, very well. I can spare words with you, explain my perspective. It won't prevent me from doing what I must. If the Order is not prevented from reaching its true potential and solves the universal equation, all scientific uncertainty and any associated suffering will end. If what you say is true, then you have my tentative thanks. However, scientific certainty would absolutely have prevented that from happening. We would have predicted it. DeVries opened my eyes. The Order is on the path to absolute truth. And if they are not interrupted, this truth can be pursued. The one right path for humanity revealed to us. Politics cannot bind us. Uncertainty cannot strangle. And no one can be allowed to waltz in and hurl our plans into disarray. What? How do you not understand the present situation? What coward would strap an explosive device to himself? No, that's not all this. Helping DeVries, completing the work on my explosives is important. It matters. DeVries agrees. Augustine couldn't have done such a thing. She was on a secret mission at the time. I don't wish to believe you, but what you're saying has the ring of truth to it. I've been a fool. going along with this farce. But it stops now. My relationship with Augustine is at an end. I appreciate your consideration. Things could have been very different had your cooler head not prevailed. I found a way to, via the use of processed N-rays, send objects out of phase. It was inconsistent, but I was close to isolating the procedure. DeVries needed explosives for her plan. By making them unseen, the explosives could be placed as efficiently as possible. No one would be maimed or injured, just killed. Saying that out loud now, it sounds unreal. But somehow, I convinced myself that leaving no survivors was more humane. It's a shame I can't speak to a vicar. You've certainly convinced me I cannot remain here. May we meet again, when the paths of our lives are at greater apexes. Before I leave, here, a key to my private quarters. You may take any explosives you find. I hope it will give you comfort that I shall not return to my ignoble work.
My fellow Loyalists, it is time. Due to the Earth Directorate operatives' continued meddling, we must increment our timetable by a factor of hours, not days. Accordingly, our forces have taken over the monastery. Those I predetermined to be resilient to reason have been executed. The rest should not cause us trouble. I have locked the lift to prevent the agent from reaching the monastery, but the following code will grant you access. 34145. I will continue my work from here, supplying Augustine with everything she needs for our plan to succeed, and delaying the agent as I'm able to. May the results of our actions today secure a more prosperous tomorrow for our sacred order.
Unsurprising that a group of betrayers would be betrayed by their own. Let us track this seer down and give him a thorough bludgeoning.
My fellow loyalists, it is time.
Unsurprising that a group of betrayers would be betrayed by their own. Let us track this seer down and give him a thorough bludgeoning.